With Hunt Showdown patch 2.2, we get introduced to Post Malone's Murder Circus, an exciting new event, including a new enemy and a new event-exclusive item, as well as 6 event-exclusive traits, permanent additions to the arsenal, including a slew of silencers, a new ammo type, and most importantly all, we get a brand old map back in the rotation, which I'm extremely excited for. Without further ado, let's jump into the patch updates. Each map is now going to have a circus on it, and this moves every time you load into the map. You're going to be able to find it by seeing this big yellow icon, and as you approach the circus, you're going to find more and more of the clown fronts. As you approach the circus, watch out for these brambles. They're like sticks, but when you step on them, they're also going to cause bleed. Here at the circus, you're going to find a David Fifield fortune teller. You can walk up to it and spend a pledge mark, and it'll give you a random reward. In this case, I just got Shadow Leap. The fortune teller machines are going to appear both in the Murder Circus as well as in random supply points. You can interact with it and spend pledge points to gain one of the random following effects. You can get a Master Clue effect, you can regain a lost health chunk, receive a random trait, get a random shot effect, gain 1 second of dark sight boost, or get a random hunt dollar reward. As you explore the circus, you want to watch out for the bear. Now, this isn't any ordinary bear. This is a 2-headed, 4-armed atrocity. There, he smells blood, so if you click on a thorn, or if you step on a thorn, he's going to know where you are and start chasing you down. There he is. I think he actually has 5 arms. I might have counted that wrong. And so he's going to run and charge you and attack, and then he'll make you bleed. There, he's going to do a run at me. Oh. He also has a yell. There you see the yell. It drained about 50 of my health. That has a pretty big range to it. I'm going to try and get out into safety here before I die. Oh, I'm bleeding, so he can smell me. Oh good, he can't crouch through the hole. Anyways, he takes a lot of punishment, like the meathead. There you go. Oh yeah, he doesn't show up in Shadow Leap, so Shadow Leap isn't going to kill him. Alright, so let's sticky bomb the sucker. Oh, a sticky bomb didn't kill him. He's got a lot of health on him then. Okay, so he took a sticky bomb and then about 10 shots on top of that, so he's got a lot of health. He didn't do it this time, but he has dropped traits for me in the past. So I'm guessing he has the same drop rate as a meathead. In the circus, you're going to find lots of goodies here. You have the usual sealed goodies like you'd expect to find. You have a shooting range, which is essentially a bunch of free event points. If you're out of ammo like myself, you can just go ahead and chop the balloons the old-fashioned way, because that's how you get the best use out of a shooting range, right? Let's see. Cash registers, event traits, Master Clue, there was a bounty over there. If you like goodies like these, you should also consider Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is great for reducing the amount you need to pay for your games. They provide discounts and bargains on games you'd already be buying. If you've already completed the event and need something to hold you over until the next one, they can help you out with hits like Space Marine, discounted 26%. I've been using them over the last year or so, and they're a great option when there's no Steam sale going on. In particular, if I'm working on my backlog of older gems, those are usually frequently on deeper discounts. Things like Inscription for 71% off, or One Step of Eden I just got last week at a whopping 88% off. I've historically been very wary of most key dealers, but I've never had an issue with Instant Gaming. They get their keys from authorized resellers, and even have a Trustpilot score of 4.7. Right now they have a giveaway running where you could win the game of your choice. Simply make an account and follow the instructions at the URL linked below. You can increase your chances of winning by following Instant Gaming on their various social medias. Next time you're buying a game, I'd encourage you to cross-check prices for your own sake. Use the link in the description to head over and save yourself some money. Big thanks to Instant Gaming for sponsoring this video. You'll see the different troops. The Trick Shooter troop is by the shooting range, which makes sense. It's that box here. For the Trick Shooter troop, the first one we have, the free trait, is Blade Mancer. Blade Mancer is going to let you reclaim any retrievable ammo at a distance using Dark Sight. So things like throwing knives, axes, and spears, but it's also going to work on things like the bow or even the harpoon from the bomb launcher. Then for 3 pledge marks, Crackshot is going to be a big boon for all sorts of accuracy. If you're hip firing, it's going to reduce the crosshairs spread for both pistols and rifles, even when using levering, fanning, or dual wielding. In addition, when you're aiming down sight, it's going to reduce the sway of your weapon. Then over here, we have the Mystic troop, which is next to the snake oil salesman, and the snake sign right there. It's this pledge box there. For the Mystic troop, the free trait is Poltergeist. This lets you interact with stuff like in-world objects or animals or doors and windows remotely. You can aim your dark sight at them and choose to trigger them. Then for 1 pledge mark, you can get Blast Sense, which is arguably the weakest trait of the event. But what it does is it lets you see sounds, essentially. Any gunshots and explosions are going to be highlighted while you're in dark sight out to 200 meters. And then in the center ring is where you're going to find the Ringmaster troop. And that is right there. Then for the Ringmaster troop, the 2 traits we have are Shadow Crush, the free one, and we have Corpse Seer. Shadow Crush is going to let you activate Dark Sight and deal damage or destroy a monster once. So if you're dealing with something like a grunt or a hive, you're going to kill it outright. If you're dealing with something like a meathead or the bear, you're just going to be able to damage it. Then for 2 pledge marks, we're going to have Corpse Seer. Corpse Seer is going to grant you Dark Sight when you loot downed hunters. Beware though that they added a new feature that whenever Dark Sight is gained, they add a mark on the map so people can see where that was gained. So if you do have Corpse Seer and you loot a hunter to get his vision back, people are going to see on the map that somebody died there and you looted the body. This is the special weapon of the event. It's the Shredder. You need to have 5 pledge marks to claim it. And when you claim it, you can only find it. There's only 1 in each match. You can swap it out for a 3-slot gun. And it is now a rotating saw blade that ricochets towards enemies. I'll bring it in the shooting range in a minute, but alright, so the Shredder has 2 different ammo types. It has the Saw Blade and the Frag Blade. The Saw Blade is what's going to be marked by default, and it's going to be able to pierce through multiple enemies. There, it hit both those dummies there. It also can bounce off walls multiple times, and you can go ahead and go pick up the ammo. It really doesn't matter. I'm not going to show it unless it lands here. There we go. Take Saw Blade. Note that you can't retrieve the saw blades with the new event trait. Then, the other ammo is called the Frag Blade, and this has a rounded blade that allows it to bounce more than the other. If it gets within 2 meters of a hunter, it's going to explode and detonate. So it's only doing about 50 damage a hit, being the fact that it ricochets and is going to detonate when it gets near. You're going to want to be rapid firing this. But it only came with 6 shots. Yeah, so that's all the fun there is to have at the circus. There's been a few changes to how pledge marks work and a couple tweaks to some of the sealed rewards you can get. Now you can carry up to 9 pledge marks, but pledge marks are also now lootable. So if you down another hunter and you loot their body, you're going to reclaim any pledge marks they have. Now the way this will work is, let's say you have 6 and they have 6. When you loot them, you'll fill up to 9 and leave 3 on their body for the next person that loots. A couple other important changes is the restoration kit that normally restored the health of your entire team is only going to restore your bars now, the person who uses it. And then the Dark Sight Boost sealed reward. Previously, it would refill the dark sight of a bounty carrier. Now it'll just give 1 second to whoever uses it. So how do you gain pledge marks? Well, they changed that a little bit this time. Now you're going to get 1 pledge marks for every 25 event points collected. We'll cover how to get event points in a moment. You'll get 2 pledge marks for banishing the boss target in bounty class. And then you'll get 3 pledge marks for being the sole survivor. To gain a pledge mark, you can do any of these. We'll start at the bottom list or work our way up. You can kill any of the elite AI, like armors, immolators, hellhounds, and hives. You're going to see balloons scattered around the map. Destroying a balloon is going to give you 3 event points. Killing a circus grunt will also grant you 3. I love the circus grunts. I think they're my favorite addition of the what's going on in this event. Killing meatheads will give you 5. Getting clues, looting an enemy hunter for the first time, killing the bounty targets, the bear and the circus, or activating the wellspring are all going to give you 15, and then extracting with a bounty token or becoming the sole survivor is going to give you 30 event points, which will guarantee you're getting a pledge mark out of that. We have a new ammo type of subsonic ammo added to a ton of guns. We have the Borheim, Centennial, Frontier, Infantry, Craig, Maynard Sniper, the Nagant M1895, Officer, Ranger, Sparks, Vandal, and Vetterli all are going to get subsonic ammo. The downside of subsonic ammo is that it has an extremely low velocity. This is looking on the Craig. It loses over 200 meters per second for velocity. The upside is that it's going to be quieter than your regular ammo. The way they described it is that a silencer with subsonic ammo is going to be about the same size as silencers have been previously. So silencers in general are going to be louder unless they take subsonic ammo. I'll show you a before and afters in just a second. It's also important to note that you're getting extra ammo when you bring subsonic. For example, with the Craig, normally it has a reserve of 12 ammo, now it has a reserve of 14. So with the Craig, you get 2 extra bullets. I assume they're doing that to help compensate for that muzzle velocity. All right, here's the before and after. I have the Craig silencer, first with regular ammo, then I'm gonna do it with the subsonic ammo. Also notice how quick that ammo swap was. So it makes a pretty big difference. That means silencers now are going to be significantly less effective unless they're taking an extreme hit to their bullet velocity, which, can I say, I'm happy to say that they're acknowledging the sound barrier now. It always bugged me that silencers were so silent, even though some of their bullets actually broke the speed of sound. All right, for new silencers, we have the Craig silencer, the Maynard Sniper silencer, which, can I add, is the very first silence scoped weapon. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of controversy around this one. I hope the general increase in sound for silencer isn't going to make this too oppressive. Then finally we have the Sparks pistol silencer. There are only 2 other new guns in the arsenal. We have the 1865 carbine aperture, which simply adds an aperture on the carbine. Then we have the Choco Nu, the semi-automatic crossbow. So this crossbow is hip fire only. You can aim down sights, but it does the half zoom in thing like you get with the bomb lance. And a chest shot is only going to do 173 damage. So you're not going to be one hitting kill anything. You're going to need a couple seconds of bleed on top of it, but it does follow up awfully quick. So we'll see how this one plays. The interesting thing to this, though, is its special ammo is particularly unique. The first is the incendiary ammo, and this ammo, when you hit someone, it's going to light them on fire, and it does this regardless of range. So it's a little bit hard to hit at range, but there we go. Then we have the explosive ammo. When you shoot this, it sticks in someone and explodes. So it looks like it sticks in, causes bleed, and explodes. With a pretty short fuse. Let's reload this. The other thing to note, though, is that those explosions can trigger each other. So if you shoot in quick succession, you can carpet a broader area with it. I'm not sure how useful this will be, but I do think it will be quite fun. Again, remember that these explosions do about 100 damage. so you need to hit someone with 2 explosions for it to kill. For consumables, we have the recovery shot. So the recovery shot is going to restore 1 bar that you've lost. In addition, it's going to heal up any charred health you have on your current bar that's been lost, and you can use it while on fire to put out the flame. Keep note though that it's not going to fill that bar with health, so you're still going to need to heal up after you recover that bar. This does cost 140 hunt dollars, so it's pretty expensive on the end of consumables. In addition, it is taking up a consumable slot, so if someone's taking this planning to regenerate a bar, that means they're giving up either, a dynamite, a frag, or even another health shot. So I think this comes with quite an extensive opportunity cost, especially because there are going to be plenty of matches where people bring it and don't even get a chance to use it. You can loot it in-game, but it's a pretty rare occurrence to show up. They've added new equipment animations. A couple of these that are neat are going to be the Craig, the Katana, Knuckle Knife, and the Dusters. Here's the Centennial and the Sparks. You can access the equipment animations from the right-click menu. Find the gun you want to look at the animations for, right-click it, and choose Equipment Animations. And if you have it unlocked, you'll see it there. The Knuckle Knife, Craig, Sparks Pistol, and Centennial animations are all part of the Battle Pass, whereas the Katana and Dusters are Blood Bond purchases. Some gunplay changes that they've made is that contraband items with scopes are no longer going to have cracks in them. The Vetterli Cyclone had its recoil reduced a little bit, so slight buff there, I'd say well deserved. Steady aim got buffed noticeably. The time it takes to reach the end of the sway, in other words when it gets its maximum reduction, is lowered down to 3 seconds from 12. The Vandal and its variants have its recoil and spread reduced. The Sparks pistol has its reload time reduced from 5 seconds down to 3.4. The Uppercut has its ammo reserve cut from 9 down to 6, and for the Precise variants from 15 down to 2. Then the Spectre shotgun and its variants got buffed with a reduced cycle time. That's a significant buff to the Spectre. Steel bolts got their damage increased to 246, so now they're a straight upgrade from regular ammo on the crossbow. Do keep note though that it has its ammo reduced by 2 for each slot you have it in. So if you're bringing it in one slot, you're going to have 7 reserve ammo, and if you're bringing it in both ammo slots of your crossbow, you're only going to have 14, which I believe regular bolts with your crossbow would normally be at 18 in reserve. So now steel bolts are actually worth considering. Go give them a shot. Fast Fingers has been added. For single shot rifles, specifically right now the Springfield and the Sparks, for the non-pistol versions, this trait allows you to hold extra bullets in your offhand for faster reload. I'd love to show it to you, but this account doesn't have it unlocked yet, so I'm looking forward to giving it a shot in game when it comes out. Right now, it's just going to be those 2 rifles, but later the Maynard and the Martini Henry are scheduled to get it as well. In update 2.2, DumDum is getting removed for miniguns. It's going to become a scarce item now, so you can only find it in the world. I believe the only guns that are still going to have DumDum on them is going to be the New Army and the Springfield, the Maynard Sniper, then also it's getting removed from the Scottfield, so it'll be on the packs. They've now added a team-only communication channel, meaning if you're teamed with randoms, you can talk to your team specifically without letting everyone else know what you guys are saying. They do still have the open mic function. Go ahead into your controls and your key bindings and scroll all the way to the bottom, and there you're going to see options for push to talk to your team or push to talk to all. There are a few other smaller tweaks that you can find in the patch notes that I didn't cover, but I think they're relatively insignificant, like being able to favor a challenge on your weekly challenges. So go ahead and look up the full patch notes if you wanted to get into all those little nitty-gritties. Overall, I feel really good about this update. In particular, I made a point to click through the UI and see if I could stumble upon some of the primary bugs that have been frustrating my play experience, and the majority of them don't seem to be there. Overall, I feel really good about patch 2.2. Honestly, my biggest frustration were some of the menu bugs I was running into with the game, so having some time to navigate through this menu and find that the majority of the bugs that frustrated me on my regular sessions don't appear to be there. If that's the case when it goes live, I'm going to be very happy about 2.2. Honestly, I love the clown grunts. I think the silencer changes are a good thing. Subsonic Ammo is actually going to result in being a nerf to silencers, because the drop in velocity is absolutely massive. And I'm hoping that really offsets the Maynard sniper getting a silencer being too big of a terror. But time's only going to tell. I love that they're experimenting and do something more grand with the event. The bear is a great addition to have a big mob like the meathead that's actually aggressive towards you. And seeing the saw blade launcher as an event exclusive item is fun as well. I had mentioned in my community polls recently saying, what weapons would you potentially like to see as scarce weapons? And I think doing this in the format of an event where we know it's just a temporary thing, it's going to be fun to see how an overpowered weapon feels in the game, especially because it's so hard to get and there's only one per match. I can just feel the pain of downing someone and burning them without checking their weapons, only later to find that they had the buzzsaw on them. Anyways, thanks for watching. Get out there and have a lot of fun on Post Malone's Murder Circus.